Friends, today we shall start a new poem, that is lesson 14, The Day is Past, written by Thomas Miller. It's a beautiful poem. First we will read the poem stanza wise. The day is past, the sun is set, and the white stars are in the sky, while the long grass with dew is wet, and through the air the bats now fly. So the writer, the poet, the writer who is the writer, Thomas Miller, he says that the day is past, the day is gone, the sun is set, and the white stars, the stars are in the sky. Now again the day is past, the sun is set, and the white stars are in the sky, while the long grass with dew is wet. Dew means the drops of water you have seen on the grass. Nowadays we can see the droplets, the dew on the grass we can see. Okay, so while the long grass with dew is wet, and through the air the bats now fly. Bats, a kind of birds with the black wings. You have seen, no? Bats. So, while the long grass with the dew is wet, and through the air, who flies? The bats are flying in the air. So, the writer in the first paragraph, first stanza, the poetry is telling that now the day is past, the sun is set, and the white stars are in the sky, while the long grass with the dew is wet, and through the air the bats are flying. The lamb have now lay down to sleep. The birds have long since sought their nest. The air is still and dark and deep. On the hillside the old woods rest. So the lamb, the young sheep, he called a lamb. The lamb have now lain, L-A-I-N. Lain means lie down. The young lamb have now lie down to sleep. The birds have long since sought their nest. Sought means to seek. The birds have long since they are seeking their nest. They are going back to their nest to sleep. The air is still and dark and deep. On the hillside, the old wood rest. So everything is all the young lamb, the young sheep is lying down to sleep, and the birds are seeking their nest. And the air is still. There is no movement in the air, and it is dark and deep dark. On the hillside, the old wood rest. So you all are going to rest. It is sunset. It is in the evening. Yet of the dark I have no fear, but feel as safe as when it's light. For I know God is with me there, and He will guard me through the night. So the third stanza, what the poet is telling, though it is dark, everything is dark, all are going to sleep, sun is set, but I am not frightened at all. Why I am not frightened? But I feel safe when it is light. For I know that God is with me there. I know that God is with me, so I am not at all frightened if the dark is all around us, and nothing is visible, though it is everything is still. Okay, I am not frightened because I know that God is with me there, and He will guard me through the night, and I know God will guard me throughout the night. So I am not at all scared of the darkness of the night. For God is by me when I pray, and when I close my eyes to sleep, I know that He will be with me stay, and will all night watch by me keep. That means, for God is by me when I pray, when I call Him, when I pray, when I call Him, when I call God, To help me, he will be by my side. So I am not at all scared of the surrounding things, of the darkness of the night. I know that he will be, and when I close my eyes to sleep, I know that he will be with me to stay. I know that he will be by my side, taking care of me, guarding me, okay? And will all night watch by me keep. That means by all night, by throughout the night, God is there with me. He will be guarding me and watching me over throughout the night. For he who rules the stars and sea, who makes the grass and trees to grow, will look on the poor child like me, when on my knees I to him bow. That means, for he who rules the stars and sea, that means he is the one who is ruling the stars and the seas. He is the ruler of the world. He is the creator. Who is this? God. Who makes the grass and trees to grow? Who makes the grass and trees to grow? Who makes the things to grow? Who is the ruler of the world? God is the ruler of the world. He makes the things to grow. Will look on a poor child like me, when on my knees I to him bow. So I bow down in front of him, and I know he will be guarding me throughout the night. He will be protecting me. He is the ruler of the world. He makes the stars and sun to shine. He holds all things in his right hand, the rich, the poor, the great, the small. When we sleep or sit or stand, he is with us, for he loves us all. The last stanza of the writer. What he says, he holds all things in his right hand. God catch hold of all things in with his right hand. The rich, the poor, and the great and the small. He has no discrimination with anything. He takes equally everything. But that means the rich, the poor, the great and the small. He treats everybody equally. When we sleep or sit or stand, he is with us. He loves us all. When we sleep, when we walk, when we move around everywhere, when we do the work, who is with us? God is with us, and he is keeping watch over us and also protect us from all the dangers. And we know then why we need to be scared of anything, isn't it? He is with us, for he loves us all. So who is telling? The writer is telling that the God is with us all. Then why should we be frightened? He will be watching over us, and he loves us above all. So we have to love God. We have to pray to him in our needs. It's a beautiful poem. So it is telling that God is love. So we also have to, God is love, no? So we also have to love others. That is the moral of the poem here. The day is past. So it's a beautiful poem. When we read this poem, it's very simple. You will be understanding it very clearly. So the moral of the story is that whatever the darkness, dark night, or who is protecting us, the God is protecting us, and he will be watching over us and caring for us, and he treats us equally, whether we are rich, poor, alike. He treats us equally, and God is full of love, and we also have to love one another. That is what God teaches. Thank you, students, for listening, and you have to go through the poem once again, learn the 8 lines of the poem and write it down, the 8 lines in your copy, and learn it. And also the word meanings. There are only few word meanings are given here. Few, sort, bow. This also you will be learning and writing it down in your copy. Thank you for listening.